Hi, in a previous video we saw how to add a patient manually into Dawn. In this video we're going to cover the scenario where Dawn is integrated with the patient administration system or the electronic patient record, and the interface has added the patient to the Dawn system. It's added all of the demographic information but none of the treatment details. So, if I had that patient information, I could click on the patient search and look the patient up. However, there's a much easier way to do this, and this is on this work list dashboard panel, and I can look on a list of patients with a new treatment plan, and these treatment plans need completing and activating. Clicking on the link takes me into the list view, and here's my list of patients. So I can select the first patient on the list, and this takes me into the patient record, and I can see that the patient has got the treatment plan with a status of new, but there's no actual data in there about their diagnosis and other information. So to complete the treatment plan, I click on the treatment plan link. I select a primary diagnosis. And I can type a few letters in to narrow the list down. It's defaulted to today's date. If I know the diagnosis date is different, I can correct that and say OK. The start date is also defaulted to today. If the patient had already been started on the warfarin before they were referred to the clinic, I could change the start date. I'm going to put in the duration. If it's short term, I would need to put in the number of weeks and days. I can select a preferred clinic. I can select what type of therapy I'm putting them on. If I'm going to use the induction program, I could select induction and put them on an induction algorithm. I can use the maintenance program, which is meant for dosing patients who are stable on the warfarin, or if I'm starting them on the warfarin, I will have to do all of the induction dosing manually, or I can choose to just manually dose them on the Dawn system. I need to set a target range, and I can see that it's defaulted the maximum percentage dose change to 20% for this patient, and the maximum interval to 140 days. Now that's the setting in this system, and it's more likely to be 56 days or even 42 days. It's defaulted the tablet options, but if I want to change these, I can click on Edit the tablet options. At this point, I could change the anticoagulant, the brand. I could choose to dose in milligrams rather than tablets. I can change the strengths of the tablets, or I could record an average weekly dose, or I could say, no, I don't want them to split the tablets. I'm going to dose them in whole tablets only. I'm just going to go with the default and say OK to this. Below this, I can see the referral information, and I might want to record that a particular consultant is looking after this patient. So I can click on the list and I can find the consultant easily in the list. If I arrange transport, I can use this tab. If I want to do admission information, I can do this, and there's various other tabs along there. So once I've filled all the information I need to, I can just click on Activate. I don't need to put anything in here, but you can do if you want to. Just going to say OK. and I'm going to go back to the patient record. At this point, I might want to put some patient notes in, and these are what we refer to as the permanent notes. So it's something I want to read every time I see this patient. It's a permanent reminder to me. And then the last thing I need to do in here is to actually set the next appointment. So I can click on the calendar, I can choose the date that I'm going to see them in clinic for the first time, and I can create that appointment. If I go back to the list view, I can see that that patient's disappeared from this list. And if I go back to the home page, I can see that the count of patients has gone down to 1. And I would just continue to move through this list, activating the treatment plans until I had a tally of 0 on here.